this is Elizabeth Clare Brewington with Discover Brightside, a video podcast. And I'm so pleased to have Ramona Carr, a dear friend of mine, a work colleague and friend from my back in my days with Glaxo. And we both did public relations at the Xavier Institute of Communications in Mumbai. And then we stayed in touch. So, Ramona, welcome to my studio.
Thank
And
you, Claire.
and let's celebrate our heritage today. So tell me about yourself and your journey from Mumbai to America.
I came to the United States on the 30th of October 1992. And the reason is that I got married to my husband, who lived in Portland, Oregon. And that pretty much inspired my move. I was very excited to move to the United States. However, it was the most difficult transition of my life because I was so firmly rooted in my Mumbai culture in India, and I had not anticipated uh, the, the difference in pretty much the difference in environments. I moved from a very, very vibrant, lively, noisy city to a very quiet suburb, and the quietness hit me tremendously. I felt lonely, and I missed the rhythm and the hum of Mumbai. And I made a decision to immerse myself in the rhythms of Portland, Oregon, so that hoping it would ease my transition, and it did. I enrolled in Volunteers of America. I enrolled in a course at Portland State University, and I also enrolled in an alcohol and drug counseling course at Portland Community College. And that helped me to adjust tremendously. It took me a long time to adjust totally, but at least it began my adjustment journey. I made friends and enjoyed the warmth and support of these networks, which also helped my adjustment. And then in 1998, we moved to Austin, Texas, another period of adjustment, totally different culture. But by then, I had acquired more tools in my tool belt to adjust. And I was also raising two children, and so that helped a lot as well.
So you had to be American. You raised American children.
Yes,
You
exactly.
had no choice. So what were
Yes.
some of the highs and lows? Like I know you mentioned some of the adjustments. So what were some of your highs and what were some of your lows?
My highs were um, actually rooted in academics. I enjoyed the alcohol and drug counseling course that I took because my degree is in social work. And so I really enjoyed um, the entire discipline of chemical dependency counseling and being able to help people who needed that kind of assistance and just learning so much along the way. I, uh, I really enjoyed getting to know new people, new friends. Um, the lows were basically I missed the noise, believe it or not. I was so used to living in a very noisy city, hearing honks and people walking, seeing pedestrians walking, hawkers promoting their wares. I found it very quiet, and so that was the low. I also missed my parents a lot since I did not have any relatives from my side of the family in the US. So I really missed them tremendously since my son was born in 1993. I was experiencing a lot of homesickness. That was my lowest point, the homesickness. The highs were just learning so much all the time, new skills, new concepts, and just being able to use my skills to help others.
Wow, that's true. Um, so keeping in touch with things, we're very fortunate because there's a lot of Indians that live in the United States. So that's one of our advantages. Lots of restaurants, there's lots of food, supermarkets. So we can still tie our roots to food, to music, to culture. Then there's a lot of organizations, there's a lot of, Indian American events. So what are some of the things that you have enjoyed in America that have kept you still culturally relevant?
I've really enjoyed being able to wear my saris that I've collected and that I buy to various Indian events. I've enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed meeting other people of Indian origin and going to Indian festivals like Diwali celebrations, Navratri celebrations. I've really enjoyed being part of the founding of the India Catholic Association of Central Texas,
Mhm.
that was founded in 2001 and is still vibrant even today. I've played numerous roles. I was secretary for 2 years and then editor of a newsletter, and now I'm on the board. I really enjoyed that, and I've enjoyed the sampling all the different cuisines of India, all its various states, by dining in all the various restaurants in Austin. And I've enjoyed being able to connect with my friends in Mumbai, you being one of them, Claire. Being able to
Yeah.
reconnect with you, that was the highlight of my life. I mean, we both worked together in Glaxo, and what joy it was to reconnect with you. And I've reconnected with several other friends. And WhatsApp has also allowed me to stay in touch with my friends in Mumbai and, maintain those ties. And even though we are geographically so distant.
Yeah. Definitely. And that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to announce today on our channel that we will be starting a Bombay club. I thought a lot about it, prayed a lot about it, and I thought of different topics I wanted to cover. But then I thought India is just so big and so vast. And then Bombay does is a melting pot, so we can bring in other cultures and states and languages into the Bombay club. Um, so I'm excited to have you as my co-host, and we haven't outlined the details of it. But if you are from Bombay or have visited Bombay or intend to visit Bombay, we would love to have you on our show to talk about the great city of Mumbai that we grew up with calling Bombay. And definitely want to talk about all the different history and heritage of it. So we hope you will join us again on our podcast. And Ramona, if you'd like to end with something or tell us, and then I'll end this interview.
Well, one of the things I've really enjoyed is getting to know or getting to read a lot of Indian authors who've talked about, who featured Mumbai in their novels. And I think that's a great way to stay connected as well through reading all these books and getting their perspectives. And I think what really endears, uh, what's really endearing about Mumbai, formerly Bombay, is that despite all the years, all the changes, I was born in the 20th century and now we are in the 21st. Something intrinsic to Mumbai never changes. I mean, for example, Dadar station. You can you can go to Dadar station and not feel alone because you're with hordes and throngs of people, and you feel a sort of communion with this buzzing hive of people. And I really enjoy that. I really enjoy feeling that I'm part of a world community when I'm in Mumbai. I think that's something I really enjoy because people are not always in their cars; they are walking, and I think it's so important to be part of a community that walks. They walk to work, or they walk to their places of business, and they're walking home. I think this whole concept of walking, being part of a walking community, is something that, as I'm talking to you, I realize how important it is to me.
I
So
remember you sending me a WhatsApp message where you described going back on the train, and
yes,
it brought lots of memories to me as well, going on the train. And it's interesting that we've lived in America, but yet we can take the local train and still
yes,
enjoy the culture
yes,
and the hawkers
yes,
and all the
yes,
wonderful items they sell
absolutely,
on the train.
absolutely.
And the innovation of entrepreneurship. I just
Yes,
enjoy that so much
yes,
when I go on the train.
yes.
So yeah, so definitely we will talk about all the train stations, and I think what we can do is do a map of Bombay, and then we can
Mm,
start, from the tip to the
mhm,
top, and then
mhm,
bring guests on the show. So we're looking
yes.
forward to that, and we're launching it on the Asian American Pacific Islander Month. And we want to wish everyone a happy AAPI event. And it's a very important time for us to talk about our culture. And Ramona, would you like to give tips to the younger generation about keeping up with our traditions and cultures so they don't lose it completely?
I would suggest staying connected with parents and asking them questions about cultural traditions, and also connecting with local Indian cultural communities in your area or in the city where you live, and attending them and participating. And perhaps even experimenting with some fusion attire, which is so amazing these days. Um, and I would also suggest asking questions. Ask, ask, ask. Um, there's never a wrong answer.
That's
So
true.
there's never a wrong question.
Yeah.
Questions are really doorways to knowledge.
I agree. And then try to cook an Indian dish or have like,
Yes.
I know everybody has a taco week and a pizza week, and try and do, even if try and do an Indian week, and then try to visit restaurants and buy some Indian merchandise and encourage local Indian entrepreneurs so they get some business. And also if you see a product in a store like Macy's or JC Penney, buy it, because then the store is going to stock more Indian products. So buy more Indian and be more Indian and share more Indian. And I think that's how you get to keep our culture and our heritage. So look forward.
And read news originating from India.
Yes. And give generously to charities that need help, because they definitely need a lot of help. So uh, give, love, spread the word, share our culture. Happy AAPI, and we'll see you when we see you next for the next episode of Bombay Club. Thank you so much, Ramona.
Thank you, Claire, for inviting me.
Yeah.